Pastor Keith, just showing how the progress of the building's going. See, this is the office. Let me zoom out there a little bit. Getting things cleaned up in here. We've added the sliding glass window between the office and the narthex. And you can see the office carpet there. We'll move on along. And so going around clockwise in the building, this is not yet cleaned up. This is the great room, which is one of our flex spaces we use for conference meetings and classes and just about anything. And you see it's one of the rooms that's got the windows to the outside. The floor is all in the building. You can kind of see it's that luxury vinyl tile. So it's a fancy word that basically means good quality vinyl tile, easy to clean up and easy on the feet. And since the last video, we've got power to the building, so we have lights. So this room here, next to that big room, is the storage room for the choir with their music stuff. And next to that, now that we've got light, this room is the sacristy. So this is where we store our worship stuff for the altar and take care of communion and store all our other worship supplies. It's got the sink and cabinets for that. And you can see now that we have power too, our lights all have these sensors. So you can see when you walk in the room, it'll just come on and then it'll go off by itself. And next to that's another bathroom. Still worked, little protecting. They just did painting, so that's why the toilet's got a bag on it. And every section of the 8 sections in the building has got a humidistat and thermostat that goes to one of the outside AC units. This is our very complicated fire alarm system, right? So new building, up to code with a fire alarm. And then up there, you can see the receiver. So we have a monitoring fire alarm, and that provides lots of protections. And we got all these cool little fire switches. And we have a sprinkler system. So we got all the safety things. Here's another bathroom. You can see we've got the poles, the safety poles to help people get up and down, handicap accessible. And then moving right along, this is a storage room for some of the groups that use the building, so they can put their stuff in here rather than having it out in the spaces. And we'll go down this hallway going counterclockwise into the worship space. And you can kind of see in the worship space, we've got some of the lights on. These are the new lights that just got installed and light up the space very nicely. So you can kind of see, here's our windows. Zoom. They may look familiar. So 2 of the windows from the church have already been repurposed there. The others we've got stored for future projects. That's the main entrance as you come in. So when you come in then, this corner here will be where the organ and choir are. And then those stands up there are where the speakers for the organ will be. And right now what you're looking at is, if you were sitting in chairs facing the altar, this is the view you would have. So the altar will be up there and the lectern. And I'm going to turn around. And so this view would be my view from behind the altar. We'd have rows of those pew chairs. And then behind that, in the back part of the room, we'll have some of our round tables. We'll do fellowship time right here in the room. We can do that because we've got this great flooring now, rather than carpet. And we're going to bring in coffee hour stuff on carts and be able to have everyone together. Zoom. All right, so we're going to continue going around counterclockwise. And again, this room is that little lounge, so there'll be some couches there. And then we've got a hookup here for the water cooler that we have right now in the narthex. And let's keep going. So this little hallway here, emergency exit. And this is the bathroom, not yet quite done, but the bathroom with the shower and toilet. All right, so zoom, going clockwise. We'll move in here. And this is that big L-shaped room for our food pantry and clothing closet and little store we'll have. Zoom, going down. Down, 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 down. So lots of space for our outreach ministries, which is great because that ministry really took off during COVID and has only continued to grow. This is a storage space for the rest of the groups that use our facilities, again, to keep their stuff in one secure location. Another little emergency exit hallway. So what I'll do now is head down, still going clockwise. So ladies' bathroom. And in the ladies' bathroom here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 stalls, including a handicap stall. We got the paper towels holders up. Thank you, Vince, for that. Water fountain, low and high. And another bathroom. Yes, Vince was busy getting those paper towel holders in. All right, and this is just the utility closet, right, with the industrial sink and our water heater. Now let's take a look in the fellowship hall. Oh, let me find some lights. Oh. So, fellowship hall, big space, you can see. Zoop. There's our lights. So it's about the same size as our fellowship hall now with the floor area up until, if you look at our fellowship hall, not including like where the little altar and stage area is. It's about the same square footage, but it's nice and open right now. And next to it's the kitchen. The kitchen's got 2 of these pass-through windows. And then we head back into the kitchen area. And in the kitchen area, I said it's about 2.5, 3 times the size of the kitchen we have. Lots of cabinet space. A dishwasher will go there. Here's our sink. And those pass-through windows out into the area. This door goes back out to the lounge hallway that we saw, and this door right there goes out into the area where we do our pantry. So we'll head back out. And you can see again, the floors are all in now and the lights are on. Yes, very good stuff. Then we have another room that can be used for different spaces. We've talked about it could be a nursery if nurseries are needed. We're not really looking to do a nursery since we'll have our prayer ground space, but we may do what's called a sensory room, which is a room that's got particular objects and things in it to help people who are neurodivergent. You know, sometimes especially they need a room, like if they get overwhelmed during worship with too much from the sound, there's too many things, a room where they can come and kind of come down from that stress. And so we've been working with Pastor Jonathan Gant, and whose church has really take on work with neurodivergent folks in worship. And we'll see how those plans go. So here is then the bathroom that goes with that space. And this is where we'll have the change table as well for the baby chamber. So, completing our circuit, here's the narthex. And you can see, again, when you walk in the main entrance, to give you an idea, and there's the look heading into the worship space. To the right is the fellowship hall. And then to the left is the hallway down to the offices. And this week we've gotten some of the emergency equipment in. Fire, you see there are alarms and extinguishers and our AED and our mandatory bleeding control kits. So everything, the little things are starting to come together. So again, this is Pastor Keith, and that's been a quick tour of the situation in the building thus far. And every day, more and more is taking place to help finish it up. All right, this is Pastor Keith. I'm now outside the building. Just wanted to show you the progress out here. So you can see along the sidewalk, this is in the east end of the building. They're getting ready. They're putting in the sprinkler pipe and prepping the property then for landscaping. This is the that water catchment was required by water management. We have to hold all water, even for the famous 100-year storm that may come once every 100 years. That's a big catchment there. And then this is all going to be landscaped here. This is all going to be wildflower garden and the memorial garden where the memorial stones are along this area. This is one of the light bollards they've put in, I don't know, looks like about every 50 feet or so. These light up for safety at night. And again, more of the sprinkler system going in, and they're digging and preparing to put in for the trees. And there's another light bollard, and the air conditioners are running. And I just give you a quick look here. See, getting ready for all of the landscaping. They got all those little flags marking postcodes, and go along. All right, so these are the safety rails that have gone in since we last met. And these safety rails are along the sidewalk because, as you know, the building is built down. And so the safety rails prevent folks from falling down toward the edge of the building. Very nice, well done safety rails along the sidewalk. And since we last met, the canopy main frame has gone up. There'll be a canopy going in on this frame that'll keep folks safe when they get dropped off from the rain, and that canopy color will match the cross. And you see the cross up here, and the cross now is backlit at night from two directions, from the directions that do not face the neighbors, so heading north and heading west. And it's a lovely sight if you got to see the picture I took of that. And out in the parking lot, they're prepping again for getting ready to put in the trees and such. There you can see the little flags for the irrigation. More flags for irrigation. Quick little zoom of the lot. The parking lot still has a final coat of asphalt and the striping to come in, and the bumpers. That'll be the last things that are coming in for the property after all the heavy machinery is done with it. Churches are allowed to have 30% of their parking not on impervious material like asphalt. This is one of our areas that'll be grass with parking bumpers where you'll be able to park. And again, this is all prepping for the landscaping. You're looking west here. right, west along 72nd, and they've been busy prepping for the new entrance off 72nd that'll come in, and it'll fork left for Wawa and right for Trinity. You can see they've got the cuts in on that. The big heavy equipment been digging up. So basically where that heavy equipment is where the turn is going to be coming in. And so basically where that dumpster is the boundary between Trinity and the Wawa property, heading down. And this is another one of those parking areas you can see where it'll be grass and permeable parking. Permeable just means that the rain will come be able to go right into the ground rather than having to drain into the parking lot. And where the dumpster goes, and a quick overview of the entire lot. So again, Pastor Keith just showing you some quick progress on the outside of the building. And and we're feeling great when the address numbers begin to go up. You see here on the building, we've got our official building number. We're keeping the same address that we had, the 7150 Pines Boulevard, because being behind Wawa and having a connection with them through the shared entrance, we're able to keep our old address. And again, Pastor Keith signing off, and I'll show you more progress soon. Take care and have a blessed week.